The other problem we discovered is that no one's really searching for what we're building. No one was like waking up in the middle of the night being like, oh my God, I wish I didn't have to like email myself stuff or like carry around a thumb drive. That's just like how your computer works. And so it was from that angle, it's like, well, it doesn't matter how many, you can buy all the AdWords in the world, but if no one's searching for what you're making, then you have a problem. And so you have to find other ways of doing that. And so the thing that really worked for us was first make a product that people really love to use. And there's all kinds of things, elements that go into the craftsmanship and all these little thousands of details that we had to sand down and all these things that some of the other companies didn't really get quite right from an engineering standpoint. Good engineering is part of it, good design is part of it, but really it's, one way I think about it is, at least, is maximizing the probability that someone shows up at the front door of your store or your website or whatever it is and ends up with a solved problem. And that's why things like Craigslist, started in the 90s, doesn't appear to have been updated since the 90s, still by far the most successful website or most successful business of its kind, because you show up at Craigslist.org and you leave with your concert tickets or your casual encounter or whatever you're looking for. Even though the design isn't that great, maybe it's not that hard of an engineering problem, different things. Just unbelievably successful. So anyway, it starts with a good, well, in my opinion, it really starts with a great product, and all the marketing or tricks in the world. It's you're not going to push a rock uphill. And then the second thing, once we understood that, then it made it a lot easier for us to conceptualize this. And so what we did instead, we're like, okay, well, we have all these people who appear to really love Dropbox. And the only reason we're like succeeding at all, besides this sort of dig maneuver we did in the beginning, is because they're telling their friends about it. And so why don't we just like harness that? And how can we give people tools to spread the word? And so what we did was two things that drive the vast majority of all of our traffic today, or all of our signups, which are, one, we made this incentive referral program where if I tell you about Dropbox, you get some extra space and I get some extra space. And we had this kind of currency to work with. And people were just doing that kind of for its own sake, where people weren't even using the extra space. They were just referring their friends because they're like, it's like points, right? It's this whole, what we'd now call kind of a gamification mechanic, even though we didn't, I don't know if that word had been around back then, but that's what it happened to be. And then the other thing is we created this idea of shared folders where, if I'm working on a project at work or I want to share these photos with my family, then all these users, or just by using the product, you get brought into the fold. And there's this whole, now there's this whole body of art and science on how to do that and how consumer net companies grow and how viral growth works. But anyway, these things were instrumental to how we got started.